Ever since Star Wars The Clone Wars was released, we've had people debating about whether or not Anakin Skywalker's character in the animated show was actually a good, accurate fit with the rest of the franchise. I mean, in the prequels, Anakin is an immature little man-child who is easily influenced and heavily depressed like 80% of the time. Meanwhile, Clone Wars Anakin has more confidence and charisma. I've seen discussions about this resurfacing recently, and I wanted to just give my thoughts on it and why I believe Clone Wars Anakin works. Now, first and foremost, I just want to say, I think the biggest thing that separates Clone Wars Anakin from prequels Anakin is the actors. Hayden Christensen in the prequels just did not deliver a very good performance. Maybe it was the fault of his acting skill, maybe it was the fault of George's direction, but the reason doesn't matter. His performance just wasn't very good.
What have I done?
He was monotone and emotionless most of the time, so a lot of the time he came off as unconvincing when trying to express emotions like joy.
The happiest moment of my life.
His acting suddenly locked in on Mustafar though. He did a great job of showing pent-up rage and anger. On the other hand, Matt Lanter is a much better actor in the show, showing a wider range of emotion. I think when people talk about how Anakin isn't supposed to be happy, they're just comparing Hayden's poor acting and Matt's better acting and taking it the wrong way. Like, the bad acting is how he should be. And I'm not saying I don't like Hayden, by the way. Both Matt and Hayden are Anakin Skywalker. They always will be to me. As a matter of fact, I think Hayden's acting has improved drastically over the years. You can see a very clear difference in his skill when he plays Darth Vader in Kenobi and when he returns as Anakin in Ahsoka. You can hear some more expression in his voice, more range and personality. It bridges the gap between prequels Anakin and Clone Wars Anakin pretty well. Speaking of prequels Anakin, Attack the Clones Anakin is just an edgy and whiny little bitch. That's about it. He's immature and unhappy, but of course by the end of the film, he gets married and there's like 3 years of conflict before Revenge of the Sith takes place. The Clone Wars movie and series fill in that gap. By the time the Clone Wars movie starts, it's been about a couple months as far as I know, since Attack the Clones. So I like to think that by then, Anakin and Obi-Wan have bonded a bit more during their fights alongside each other. Anakin may have also found more joy in his marriage with Padme. I do think they should have made Anakin a bit less mature in the very beginning of the Clone Wars to try and fill in the gap better. But with all things considered, the change in character isn't that unbelievable if you ask me. In the Clone Wars, Anakin is at his prime in life. He's got friends and family who care about him in the form of Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, and Padme. And Captain Rex, along with the 501st, have nothing but respect for him as their general. Most of his connections are overall positive at this point, and there isn't much reason for Anakin to be depressed. Throughout the war, Anakin is at his best, only to have seeds of doubt planted near the very end, and Palpatine's manipulation in Revenge of the Sith will only make those seeds grow. Something like Ahsoka being hunted by the Republic, her then leaving the Jedi Order when the Jedi failed to stand by her and help like Anakin did, that absolutely would have caused a wedge, placed mistrust and resentment. Then without Ahsoka, someone he cared about, Anakin is sad and vulnerable, even more open to the deceit Palpatine will plant. It's also worth noting that at the beginning of Revenge of the Sith, Anakin is in a good mood. Even if it's hard to tell because of Hayden's acting, it should be easy to see that he's feeling happy until he starts having visions of Padme's death. Then that is when Anakin becomes desperate and scared. I really don't think Clone Wars Anakin is too different from prequels Anakin. I think the two merge together pretty well when you think about it in a way that's more than just surface level. I honestly think that the Clone Wars enhanced Anakin's character arc. He goes from immature and sad to gaining maturity and entering the best 3 years of his life, to suddenly having all of that joy stripped away and replaced with desperation in the span of one movie. It just makes his fall to the dark side even more depressing in my opinion. Seeing the man who had it all lose it in a second as a result of one choice he made while having his judgment clouded with manipulation and desperation. But what do you guys think? Do you like Clone Wars Anakin? Am I right? Does Clone Wars Anakin fit with prequels Anakin? I think I'm right. You know what I also think? That you should like and subscribe and share this video and comment your thoughts. That'd be cool. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, have a good one.